Hello and welcome to the sewing studio. Today I'm going to show you how to make this baby's playmat behind me, and this is made from the fabric called the Sea and Me. And you know how I love a challenge. I was given lots of samples of this fabric before it came in and asked to make something. So I had to work out what size I could get from the pieces that I had. So you might want to go and get a pen and paper because I'm going to give you lots of measurements at the start. So whilst you're going to get your pen and paper, I'm just going to say, if you like what we do, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, where you can see behind the scenes, you can see hints and tips. We'll answer all your questions, and you also get to see our customer makes. So back to the playmat. Each one of these blocks is made up with 4 5.5-inch squares, and these centre blocks are made using 3-inch squares. And what you'll need for each one of these blocks is 2 light and 2 dark. So to make this block, if you want to do it in the same way as I've done it, you're going to need 10 dark, 10 light 3-inch squares, 4 5.5-inch squares. For the sashing, you'll need 2.5 inches, and the piano keys that have gone around the side of the quilt, these pieces measure 2.5 by 4.5. So the first thing I've done is I've cut out the 4 corner squares, which are the 5.5 inches. So they're going to go here, here, here and here. And then I'm going to show you how to make one of these little 4 patches which form the rest of our blocks. So I'm just going over to the sewing machine. Now, ordinarily, I would have chain pieced all of these until I'd got them all together. But for today, I'm just doing this one. So I'm just finger pressing the fabric, and I'm pressing it towards the darker fabric of the two. And if you do this, that helps to lock your seams. So just finger pressing it that way. And then when I come to make my 4 patch, you can see that I've got one seam going to the right and one seam going to the left. And that makes it so much easier to butt those seams together. And that gives you a nice centre point. And now I'm going over to the iron and I'm just going to press this. So you do this until you've got 5 of these made, and then you would join those 3 together, and if I had 3 of these going across the middle, and then I would join them all together so that my block looks like this. I would make 4 of these. And then with my 2.5-inch sashing, I would join 2 of these blocks together, as you can see in the quilt behind me. And then I would take this block, put it on the other side. Then I would do my sashing across both blocks and repeat it at the bottom. So that's how you make the block. Now, I'm just going to go over to the quilt behind me and I'm going to talk you through the fillet and the piano keys and how it's been quilted. So the blocks that I've just shown you how to make, that's these 4 here. And then this is our sashing, which was 2.5 inches. And then I've put a little fillet in this lovely limey green. And then I've made the piano keys. Now the piano keys are 2.5 by 4.5. And you can see that some of them don't actually form a complete key at the end. But I'm not going to get too hung up about that because I think it's such a busy fabric. If I hadn't have said, you probably wouldn't have noticed. And as I always say, don't point out your mistakes. So there's lots going on here. So don't get too stressed about your piano keys. Join these ones together and then put them on the side and do the same the other side, and then do your top and bottom and just make it fit. So the quilting is this lovely wavy line, which is a stitch on my new machine, and it just reminds me of the waves of the sea, so I thought it was quite appropriate to use that. And I've just gone along all the way across here and down here, so anywhere there's a join I've gone over the join with the wavy line, and I've even done some wavy lines in the borders as well. And then my binding, I've echoed the lime green that I've used in my fillet. And this is a Bella Solid that I've used here. And the back is just a white on white fabric that I've used. And this measures approximately 40 inches square. So it's the perfect size for a baby's play mat. So as always, make it your own, have fun, and I look forward to seeing you here in the sewing studio the next time.